Hey everybody, it's Form Friday. Last week, or if you're looking back at our past videos, you'll see that I did the side leg lift. Hope some of you have had a chance to watch that and really work on correct form for that. Today, we're going to switch it up. We're going to use one of our arm exercises from the strength section of SAIL. And today we're going to be talking about the bicep curl. Now, we could call it upper arm curl, we can call it bicep curl, same thing. What we're working on is that bicep muscle. So we're going to talk a little bit about that first before we actually do that. So the bicep muscle is this long muscle in the upper arm. It has a long head on the outside. It has a shorter head on the inside. There are 3 tendons. One attaches through your elbow and down to one of the bones in your lower arm. And then there are 2 tendons that come along the top of the bicep, and they actually attach to the scapula, that big bone across the back. Kind of seems funny that they're attaching to what we think of as a back muscle, but of course it's on the front side of that bone. So those are the tendons that we're using to make that muscle to contract and then to relax and contract and relax. Think of all the things you do on an everyday basis that you're using that upper arm strength for. How often do you have to lift things, pick things up, picking up groceries, picking up a laundry basket, maybe picking up kids, grandkids. A lot of things we do in our everyday activities that use these muscles. To strengthen those is important because if they're not strong, then we might be using our back or using other parts of our body when we're lifting, and that's not good for those parts of our body. That's what our biceps are for. So I'm going to grab my weights. What you want to think about when you're doing a bicep curl, first of all, I'm going to do it in a standing position, and then I'll also do it seated because I know we see both in our SAIL exercise classes. If you're doing this standing, make sure your feet are shoulder width apart so that you have a good base to work from. Make sure you're standing up tall. I always say get those shoulder blades tucked into your back pocket. The next thing you want to think about is getting your upper arms close to your body. I'm going to turn to the side here. You can see I have it tucked right next to my body. Here's a little trick. Think you've got a $100 bill. It's stuck in your armpit. Maybe you got 200. If you got $200 bills, that's great. Stick one in each armpit. You don't want to lose those. And now I have to really concentrate on making sure I keep those arms close to my body and that any of the motion really just comes from bending at the elbow. So as I lift my weights up and then I'm going back down. As you lift up, think of contracting your bicep and then slowly back down, still adding resistance on your biceps and still keeping your arms close to your body. That's the important thing. Don't let them sway out here or turn at a different angle. Keep that upper body close to your chest and really think about just bending at the elbow and lifting those weights up and down. You know, obviously we talk about this as a bicep curl, but as you can see, real important for the elbow joint as well. Does keep that moving. So I'm going to do the same thing seated. I want to sit up nice and tall. I'm going to tuck that upper arm close to my body, holding my arms at that 90 degrees, and then I'm going to drop down. I lift up and slowly back down, keeping that elbows close to my body, keeping my upper arms close to my body as well. Up and down, slowly up, hold, and slowly back down. I'm always emphasizing that resistance and taking the weight down slowly, whether or not we're doing an arm exercise or a leg exercise. Again, that resistance or going slowly and making sure that you're thinking about the muscle you're using and not just dropping down is really what's going to help you in strengthening those muscles. Hope you've enjoyed this segment on bicep curls. I do have a really quick thing before we leave. So let's say you don't have weights. I have an example. So I have this, I'm gonna make some jelly this weekend from the peppers in my garden. And so I bought this 10-pound bag of sugar, perfect weight. I'm gonna hold it from the sides. You can see I'm doing that same thing, arms close to my body, and I can lift that sugar up and slowly back down. So even if I didn't have arm weights handy, there are lots of things that you can get some of these arm curls in at home. So hope you've enjoyed watching our arm curls work on that upper arm strength. Thanks, bye-bye.